How low can you go? This simple question is the heart of a dance known across the globe. We see it at parties, on cruise ships and in vacation resorts. A colorful pole, some upbeat music, and a line of people ready to test their flexibility. But the limbo dance is so much more than a fun party game. Its roots run deep, reaching back to the island of Trinidad in the Caribbean. The dance wasn't originally created for celebration. It was born from a much more solemn and spiritual place. It was a ritual, a symbolic performance that held profound meaning for the people who first practiced it. The word limbo itself is thought to come from limber. It describes the incredible flexibility required to perform the dance correctly. The ritual was traditionally performed at wakes, which are ceremonies to honor someone who has passed away. The bar, held horizontally, represented the line between life and death. As dancers moved under the bar, they were seen as symbolically traveling from the world of the living into the spirit world. Each successful pass under the pole was a demonstration of life's struggle and the ability to overcome obstacles, even as one approached the ultimate threshold. It was a dance of remembrance and respect. From these spiritual beginnings, the limbo dance slowly transformed. As people from Trinidad migrated, and as tourism grew in the Caribbean, the dance caught the eye of outsiders. They were captivated by the physical skill and the infectious rhythm of the accompanying music. By the 1950s, entertainers like the famous Julia Edwards, often called the First Lady of Limbo, helped popularize the dance. She and her troupe took the limbo from a local tradition and put it on the world stage. They made it a spectacle, a performance of incredible athleticism that amazed audiences everywhere. The story of Guinness World Records is almost as surprising as the records we verify. It all started with a simple argument. In 1951, Sir Hugh Beaver, the managing director of the Guinness Brewery, was at a shooting party in Ireland. He and his friends got into a debate: what is the fastest game bird in Europe? They searched through books but couldn't find the answer. The question stuck with Sir Hugh. He realized that arguments like this must happen all the time in pubs and homes across the world. People love facts, figures, and knowing who or what is the absolute best. This small moment of curiosity sparked a brilliant idea. Sir Hugh decided to create a book that would settle these arguments once and for all. A book filled with confirmed official facts about the extremes of the natural world and human achievement. He enlisted the help of two twin brothers, Norris McWhirter, Ross McWhirter, who were fact-finding researchers in London. They were tasked with compiling what would become the very first Guinness Book of Records. It was a massive undertaking, requiring them to double-check, and verify every single claim they came across. The first edition was published on August 27, 1955. It was an instant success. Many people think that being a great limbo dancer is all about being flexible. They imagine someone who can easily do the splits, or bend over backwards to touch their toes. While flexibility is absolutely essential, it is only one piece of a much larger puzzle. A true limbo champion needs a rare combination of physical attributes that work together in perfect harmony. The first, and perhaps most important, is core strength, abdomen, lower back. They act like a powerful crane, holding the upper body stable and parallel to the floor as the dancer shuffles forward. Without an iron-clad core, the dancer's back would sag and touch the pole, or they would simply collapse under the strain. This strength must be maintained for the entire duration of the pass, which can take a surprisingly long time. Next comes the power in the legs, quadriceps, glutes. The limbo stance is essentially a deep, wide-legged squat. The dancer must hold this incredibly strenuous position while also propelling themselves forward with tiny, controlled steps. It requires immense muscular endurance. Try holding a deep squat for 30 seconds and you'll get a small taste of the burn these athletes feel. Then there is the matter of the joints, hip joints, shoulder joints. As the bar gets lower, the dancer has to spread their legs wider to create a lower center of gravity. This movement puts enormous pressure on the hip flexors, rotator cuffs. The shoulders must also be able to roll back in a way that is unnatural for most people, allowing the chest and head to clear the bar. As the limbo bar descends every inch closer to the floor, the physical challenge grows. But an even greater battle is being fought inside the dancer's mind. The mental aspect of elite limbo is an unseen opponent that can be more formidable than the bar itself. The pressure is immense. Often a record attempt is a public event, with bright lights, a hushed crowd, and the watchful eyes of an official Guinness World Records adjudicator. Every single person in the room is focused on you, waiting to see if you will succeed or fail. This level of scrutiny can be incredibly unnerving. The first mental hurdle is conquering fear. As the dancer's face gets closer to the floor, a primal instinct kicks in. The brain screams that you are about to fall, that you are in a vulnerable and dangerous position. A champion must learn to silence that voice. They must trust their training and their body completely. They have to replace fear with intense focus, concentrating only on the mechanics of the movement, the shuffle of the feet, the tension in the core, the angle of the back. Any lapse in concentration, any flicker of doubt, can lead to a fatal twitch or a loss of balance. Then there is the pain. Holding the limbo position is not comfortable. It is a state of extreme physical stress. Muscles scream, joints ache, lungs burn for air. Setting a Guinness World Records title is not as simple as just bending under a stick. To ensure fairness and standardization, we have a very specific set of rules for the lowest limbo dance. These guidelines separate a casual party trick from an officially amazing world record. They're designed to test the absolute pinnacle of human ability. Any deviation means the attempt is invalid. It's all about precision and process. The bar cannot be any old broomstick. It must be a standard limbo pole. At least 1.5 meters, about 5 feet, long, held securely at both ends. Height is measured from the ground to the lowest point of the bar, measured with a calibrated surveyor's tape, or a laser measuring device witnessed by independent experts. We leave no room for error. An official adjudicator oversees the entire process. Technique is heavily scrutinized. The participant must begin their attempt from a standing position. They have to approach the bar, pass their entire body underneath without touching the bar. Only their feet may touch the floor. If a hand grazes the ground, if a knee grazes the ground, or even a strand of hair grazes the floor, disqualification. In the world of professional limbo, one name stands above all others: Shemika Charles. She isn't just a limbo dancer, she is limbo royalty. Hailing from Trinidad and Tobago, the birthplace of the dance, Shemika has limbo in her blood. Her mother was a competitive limbo dancer. Her grandmother danced too. Shemika began training at 14, guided by her mother's coaching and the family legacy. It was clear early on she had a special gift. Her training regimen would rival any Olympic athlete. She practices up to 6 hours a day. That grueling schedule builds extreme physical and mental endurance. Her workouts aren't just stretching, intense core strengthening exercises, leg conditioning, balance drills. She maintains peak condition year-round. That dedication separates the good from the great. She lives and breathes limbo, constantly pushing limits. She burst onto the world stage in 2010, on The Live. With Regis and Kelly set in New York, an 18-year-old Shemika did the unthinkable. In front of a live audience and millions at home, she limboed under a bar set at 8.5 inches. That's lower than a standard beer bottle. Let's take a moment to truly appreciate what Shemika Charles accomplished. The record stands at 8.5 inches. That is 21.5 centimeters. Take out a ruler and look at that measurement. It seems impossibly small. It is the height of a bottle of beer. It is the height of a can of soda on its side. It is the height of the short edge of a standard piece of paper. Now, imagine sliding your entire body through that tiny gap without touching the top or the bottom. Your feet are the only things that can touch the floor. It is a feat that seems to defy the laws of physics and human anatomy. To achieve this, Shemika has to contort her body into a position that most people can't even comprehend, let alone attempt. Her legs are spread wide in a deep squat. Her back is arched so severely that her shoulders are nearly touching the back of her legs. Her head is tilted all the way back. She shuffles forward using tiny movements of her feet. Her face is just millimeters from the dusty floor. All the while her core muscles are firing to keep her torso from collapsing. It is a moment of supreme physical exertion and unbreakable concentration. The record-breaking moment itself is a symphony of suspense. The crowd goes silent. The adjudicator watches with an eagle eye. Shemika takes a deep breath, her face a mask of focus. She begins the slow, deliberate shuffle under the bar. Time seems to slow down. Every inch she moves forward is a victory. Her shoulders clear the bar, then her chest. She makes it. While the lowest limbo dance is the most famous record, the world of limbo is filled with wonderfully strange and creative variations. Record breakers are always looking for new ways to push the boundaries, combining limbo with other incredible skills. For example, we have a record for the lowest limbo on roller skates. This adds an entirely new layer of difficulty. Not only does the participant need extreme flexibility, but they also have to maintain perfect balance on wheels, all while propelling themselves forward. The current record is an astonishing 12 inches. held by a skater who mastered this unique hybrid sport. The creativity doesn't stop there. One of the most visually stunning records is the lowest fire limbo. In this death-defying category, the standard pole is replaced with a flaming bar. The dancer must pass underneath this bar of fire without being singed. The heat radiating from the bar adds a psychological element of danger. The record holder must have nerves of steel, trusting their speed and precision to clear the flames safely. It is a breathtaking spectacle that combines the grace of limbo with the thrill of a stunt performance. Shemika Charles herself is not one to rest on her laurels. After conquering the standard limbo record, she sought out a new, even more unbelievable challenge. In 2016, she set a record that many people still struggle to comprehend: the farthest distance to limbo under cars. Why do we care? Why does the image of a woman sliding under a bar the height of a soda can capture our imagination? It's because these records are more than just numbers on a page. They are stories. They are stories of dedication. They are stories of sacrifice. They are stories of the incredible power of the human will. When we see someone like Shemika Charles achieve the impossible, that achievement speaks to a deep part of ourselves. It reminds us that the limits we perceive are often just perceptions. They are not concrete walls. They are barriers that can be pushed, they can be bent, and sometimes they are broken entirely. These achievements inspire us in our own lives. We may never limbo under a car, but we all have our own bars to get under. We have personal goals, we have professional challenges, we have private struggles. Watching a record breaker succeed gives us a small dose of vicarious victory. It fuels our determination. If she can train 6 hours a day to bend her body in an impossible way, maybe we can finish our own projects. Maybe we can run that extra mile. Maybe we can tackle that problem we've been avoiding. These stories give us hope. World records bring people together. They are a universal language of achievement. It doesn't matter what country or language you come from.